the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. We thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to be here, gathered together. Bless the technology that allows this opportunity to be even in here, and not the pandemic, not the evil stop us. We continue trying to evangelize and educate our kids in the faith. Bless these families, bless these parents, and especially bless our kids that they are getting into this program in order to know more of you. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning. How are you guys? I'm so happy we have 170 persons, so hopefully the more people join. We're going to offer these meetings as well in person. Last year, we have all our meetings online. It was a challenge to have classes online and all the parent meetings online, but we did it, right? So hopefully we continue with that and we can offer meetings online and in person. We will love for you guys to participate more in person. Today we have so many different activities. Tomorrow we want to have so many different activities. That's the nature of a parish. It's a very busy parish. We need to deal with that stuff. But we'll continue with our different activities that we have. Okay. My name is Guillermo Tajonar, and I'm the Director of Religious Formation. I know I have a very strong, heavy accent, Mexican accent, but by the end of the 2 years, you will be able to understand me. All right. So just bear with me. Here is everything on writing. If you have a hard time, well, everything is gonna be in the screen. So let's start with our confirmation guidelines. I know some of you that participated in the first Holy Communion meeting. This is a little bit different. It's a different program, different kids. So even though that you participated last week in the meeting, this is a little bit different information, all right? So confirmation preparation. I hope everybody is in here for the confirmation preparation. One of the first things that I ask is which class, which is the catechism of your kid? In our confirmation preparation, we have pre-confirmation, confirmation 930, bilingual, Spanish confirmation. We have a 3 p.m. program that I'm gonna talk and extend in that program. We also have the young adult confirmation and the youth confirmation program. So we have so many different classes. We have like 24 different confirmation classes. Super important, learn the name of the catechist. That way, when you ask me a question, it's gonna be so much easier for me to assist you in this process of preparation for the sacrament of the confirmation. So welcome to this exciting program. We're finally back in person. The kids are in person. We're almost right there overcoming the pandemic, and I mean, COVID is never gonna go away, but at least the pandemic, I think we're in a different stage, and we know how to live in the middle of this COVID situation, right? But we continue emphasizing the use of the face mask in our classrooms. Especially if you're concerned about your kids and stuff, please utilize a face mask in the classroom and in the mass, right? It's important, and that's why, thanks to the technology, we have the ability to have these meetings. So we will continue having these meetings, so we don't have 300 people in our hall, right? And another note on this, super important: if your kids are sick, don't send them to the classrooms. So last year and this year, we're going to offer a lot of makeup opportunities for your kids to make up the classes. So if they miss classes, don't worry. The most important is the health of your family and our family, right? I'm always consider the catechist, right? That's me as a director of the program. They are my responsibility, so I need to take care of them. So please help me out in that. If they are sick, or you are waiting for COVID results, don't send them. Please call the Office of Religious Formation. And this is very important, and I want to accentuate this. You only have one chance to do this, to call me and say, Guillermo, we have COVID. We're not going, all right? Only one time. So plan your absentees. If you get COVID, that can happen, right? That can happen to anyone. But what I'm saying is don't abuse, and you need to call the Office of Religious Formation or email us. Say, my kid is not attending, we have COVID, or we have a contact with person with COVID, and or we're waiting for results. So it's gonna be excused, but you can pull that trick only once throughout the year, all right? Understood? Yes. Okay. One of the things that we're trying is to have a safe environment, and a safe environment in all the levels and all the different part of the program. So why we use the uniform or the shirts? Safety, right? It's so much easier to have control over kids, especially in the parking lot. Why do we ask you to get into through this door? The safety. Everything that we think and we do is the safety of your kids. We don't want to bother you. We don't want to balk you, but it's super important for us, the safety of your kids. That's priority number one, including the safe environment. All the volunteers that they are in our parish, they must compliance with the norms of the diocese. They need to do the background check, just like in the schools. If somebody wants to step into the e-building, they need to have the safe environment, which it doesn't allow parents to be roaming around our building once we have sessions. So you want to have to drop your kid and go in and have a Starbucks while they're in the classes, or do your laundry or whatever. Some of you, they are not from our parish ground, so it's a long drive for them, which is okay. They can wait here in the Office of Religious Formation, or they can take the class, the Virtus class, in order to have the background check if they want to sit down and help in another way in our program. Before I play this video, all the kids, all the families, everyone needs to be trained on Virtus. That's the safe environment program that the diocese pay in order for everybody to be secure. So we're gonna play this video that I'm gonna play to you. You're gonna have to fill it out a form tomorrow. So tomorrow you're gonna walk through the main doors of the hall, and we're gonna have a bunch of forms, tons of forms. So you're gonna have to take one of each, or we're gonna have package for you, and you're gonna have to sign a bunch of stuff. One of the form is the opt-out form, and the opt-out form is for this class for the Virtus. If you don't want them to see this video, we want to send you this video, and you're going to have to talk to your own kid. Who does that? Me. I'm the person who trained the catechists. Unfortunately, I'm also in charge of the safe environment training here in the parish. And just on that note, we have 2,000 of volunteers in the safe environment. So in all of them, they are in compliance with the norms of the diocese, meaning we have very rigorous background check in order for them to volunteer in our church grounds. So saying that, we have also a training for the kids, and this is a video that I'm gonna play. And remember, you're gonna have to sign a form for this.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Estefania.
You are a wonderful creation of God, and that includes your soul and your body. Out of God's love for you and your love for God, you are called to treat your body with respect.
You can do this by safeguarding the dignity of your body and respecting the dignity of others.
In these lessons, you will learn about establishing personal boundaries that will empower you to protect yourself from bullying, harassment, manipulation, and abuse.
You will also learn how to communicate more effectively when someone crosses or violates your boundaries.
So, what are personal boundaries?
Personal boundaries are the guidelines, rules, or limits that we create to identify reasonable, safe, and permissible ways for other people to behave towards us.
They define how we respond when someone passes those limits. Personal boundaries include the physical, emotional, mental, and material limits we set for what we will accept from another person in either their words or actions.
This also applies when using today's technology. We often think we're safe because there's no physical presence.
However, the same boundaries and limits apply to online relationships or when using devices such as smartphones, tablets, or even gaming consoles. Boundaries are a big part of our lives, and if someone crosses your boundaries, the outcome is rarely good.
Now, you have probably already established some boundaries of your own.
Today, we are focusing on setting personal boundaries and talking about how no one has a right to violate you or your personal boundaries. When people stand too close or invade your personal space, it can be annoying and uncomfortable. If this happens to you, you have every right to ask them to back off.
Not even boyfriends and girlfriends have the right to violate each other's personal boundaries, whether in person or online.
We are also constantly being bombarded by questionable material on videos, news, and social media, even commercials, which do not respect boundaries.
The images, behaviors, and words that persistently assail you through the media can be offensive and confusing. You may even begin to wonder exactly what is okay and what is not.
Some people will take advantage of your confusion and will try to manipulate you to get what they want.
What's even worse, you may not even know that it's happening.
Unconsciously, you may begin to let your boundaries slip and become vulnerable without even realizing it.
That's why it's important to know and to be able to separate the facts from the myths.
Two common myths are that predators only prey on young children, and predators are strangers you don't know. These myths might lead you to believe that abuse could not happen to you or to your friends.
Wrong. It can and does happen.
There are people who have little or no respect for anyone else. They will manipulate, control, coerce, and do whatever is necessary to satisfy their own selfish wants, even at the expense of the physical and emotional well-being of others. They abuse the power they have over the person and will go to great lengths to get what they want.
In fact, people with bad intentions or people willing to violate your boundaries may look very much like you and me.
An abuser or boundary violator could even be a boyfriend, girlfriend, a family friend, a teacher, a coach, a trusted mentor, police officer, or clergy member, even a parent or another relative.
So, if someone is testing your boundaries, does that make them an abuser?
No, not necessarily, but their behavior still needs to be addressed. You have every right to tell them to stop. Don't do that, or I don't like it, even if it's your boyfriend or girlfriend.
The activities that accompany this video will offer reminders on how to strengthen your boundaries, identify the warning signs, and what to do if you encounter someone who is trying to cross those boundaries or someone who needs help protecting their own boundaries.
These lessons are about information and empowerment. The more information and facts you have about sexual abuse, the more power you have to prevent it and to protect yourselves and your friends.
Now we're going to share some words I'm sure you have all heard and may already know their definitions.
But let's review them quickly to be sure we're thinking of them the same way.
Sexual assault is any unwanted sexual contact that includes threatened or actual physical force and brings fear, shame, or mental suffering to the victim. This includes fondling and other forms of molestation. Rape is forced sexual assault involving unwanted penetration of any body part by a stranger or someone you know and or trust. Date rape is forcible sexual conduct of any type between two or more people who know each other, including a boyfriend or girlfriend or a peer. Date rape drugs such as alcohol and other substances that alter the victim's consciousness to make self-defense and decision-making difficult.
Stalking is the act of willfully and repeatedly harassing a specific person in such a way that it would cause a reasonable person to fear for their safety or suffer substantial emotional distress.
Bullying is the use of force, threat, or coercion to abuse, intimidate, or aggressively dominate others. The behavior is often repeated and habitual, like doing or saying something that hurts, harms, or humiliates the victim, either physically or emotionally. Cyberbullying is a form of bullying or harassment using electronic means. Cyberbullying can include posting rumors, threats, sexual remarks, or the victim's private or personal information and pictures that are meant to cause them embarrassment or humiliation. Pornography is written, printed, or video material that contains sexually explicit content. It also includes sending nude photos of yourself, friends, classmates, boyfriends, or girlfriends, which can be legally construed as pornography. Teen sex trafficking is the act of manipulating through excessive flattery and/or praise, or forcing with threats or coercion of anyone under 18 to engage in sexual acts in exchange for anything of value, such as money, drugs, shelter, food, clothes, etc.
Whether it is in person or online, the bottom line is that you do not have to do anything with anyone if it violates your boundaries.
You have the right, the knowledge, and the power to take control of your personal space.
A safe person who truly cares about you will not try to control you and will not ask or make you do anything that upsets you or makes you feel uncomfortable.
He told me that this is what people do when they love each other.
He said he wouldn't let me play on the team if I didn't do what he wanted.
If anyone is harassing you or being abusive, keeping silent about it only helps the person trying to hurt you.
My mom told me I could tell her anything, but I met him online and thought it was out of control and she wouldn't understand.
I thought he was my friend. I couldn't talk about it because I was ashamed and embarrassed. I looked up to him.
My friend told me that she was abused, but made me promise to keep it a secret. I didn't know what to do to help.
If someone is violating your boundaries or if you are being abused, it's important to talk to someone you trust. It's good to talk to a friend, but that is not enough. It's vital that the information be shared immediately with a trusted adult.
If you see or hear of a situation that sounds abusive or is concerning to you, do the right thing.
You should immediately talk to a parent, teacher, or another adult you trust and ask for help.
Or, if a friend tells you that abuse might be happening to them, offer to go with them to talk to a trusted adult like the principal or school counselor, and maybe even the police.
Great. So does that mean you can't trust anyone?
No, not at all, but you do need to remember some very important things.
First, not everyone deserves our trust. Trust your instincts.
In these lessons, you will have an opportunity to think and talk about some potentially risky situations, and to discuss what you have learned in order to be safe and protect your boundaries.
Here is a second important thing to remember. There are people in your life who love you very much. They want you to be safe and to know how to protect yourself.
Thirdly, remember you always have the right to say no. It is your body and you have an absolute right to keep it safe at all times.
Finally, remember that if you are or have been in an abusive situation, please know that whatever happened, it is never your fault.
Remember, you are made in God's image and there is no greater love. God wants you to be safe and happy.
Respecting your body by establishing boundaries, respecting the boundaries of others, and knowing what to do if your boundaries are violated is a sure way to be safe and happy.
So that's the Virtues program, and this is the form that you're going to have to sign. So tomorrow, you want to drop your kid. We have different person from the different programs. So I'm going to try to explain the different programs that we have. So we have the 9:30 program in the morning in English. So you're going to go sign. You're going to sign, and you participated in the online. You're going to write right there, online. And you're going to have a bunch of different papers. So you want to sign them. And we want to have kind of like a one of this in here. You sign this, and you're gonna leave by class. So we collect all of them by class in the rectory in the hall. So you're gonna have a lot of handouts tomorrow. Some of the handouts are for you to keep, and some others are for us. You need to sign and leave it right there so we can integrate that into the different files of the kids. So for tomorrow, we're going to have this. This is the opt-out form. We want to have another form. Who you want to pick up your kid? We want to have all this PowerPoint presentation is in written, and you want to have sign that one and leave it right there as well. We want to have the calendar. A lot of people they have been asking us for the calendar. Well, we want to provide the calendar, and that's for you to keep, right? So there's some stuff that are for you to keep, but the vast majority of the sheets, you need to sign it and leave it right there by class, okay? All right, let's continue with this. The material, the first day of the class, we will be providing to your kids all the material that they need. The book, the Bible, the shirt, the little bag, everything that they need, according to the different programs, we will be providing that. So don't worry, there was a lot of people calling like, when they're gonna receive this stuff? Don't worry, we will provide it the first day of class. Based on the experience of the communion, we have some boxes right there in the classroom, and some of the catechists, they didn't see it. Please tell the kids, they're gonna put on the black polo the same day. I want everybody wearing their black polos in mass, okay? So they're gonna receive one, and they're gonna put it on, and they're gonna keep it on starting this Sunday. What if they don't have the material? Either they didn't attend this first class, or either they registered late, or whatever it happens, please call us, call the Office of Religious Formation, or email us so we can have an appointment and have the material ready. Don't worry, we have plenty for everyone. We have a back order in some of the shorts, especially in the yellow ones. I think we have enough for the black ones. But if it's the case that we run out of one of the sizes, don't worry, we have a back order coming up. So everybody's gonna have one. Confirmation 2, most of the confirmation 2, they have a shirt, but they didn't even use it, right? And they're still good. So if they need a new one, or they grew up from the shirt, it's not a problem. We have enough shirts. If they need one, they need to request it. If they never receive one, they can request one. So usually we provide one shirt for the 2 years, right? They need to use this shirt for the 2 years. But if they don't fit them, if they lost it, something happened, they just request one, and we won't have any problem to provide one, because we want all our kids with the material. Super important in connecting with the safe environment. Pre-absence is way too much. We only have 16 classes throughout the year. So those are the sessions that are necessary for the kids to get confirmed, mandated by the diocese. In 2 absence is a lot. Consider one of the problems that we have in here, it's not a problem, right? Right here between Yarborough and Monwood is the division between 3 school districts. And sometimes the districts, they have different calendars. So I tried as much as I could to have a good calendar for everyone. But even if I try to work around the Cowboys calendar, it is what it is, right? So just be careful, consider the classes, and plan your absentees. Makeup classes, we offer tons of makeup classes. And when I talk about makeup classes, I don't refer to this. And I don't refer to this. We have really cool events and activities that the kids can make up, classes, service hours, and different stuff. So this is gonna be the first one, and it's so close to us that it's sometimes difficult for us to participate in this conference. So the diocese offer the Southwest Youth Conference every year. This year it's gonna be in the Starting Light Event Center, which is the new building in front of the airport. It's going to be very limited. I think it's going to be just 2,000 people. We're pretending to take 50 of our kids in this conference. The youth group of St. Rifles is attending, and we want to have some forms for you to sign if you want your kid to participate. November 11 is a Friday. It's just going to be a couple of hours on Friday, and Saturday is going to be the whole day. It's really good. They bring Catholic artists for around the world, and they have really cool preachers, and it's very youthful activities that they have in this conference. Really, really cool. So please let us know if you want your kid to participate. They have different activities and stuff. Sarah Hart is gonna be here just a couple of days. She played here in our church and is one of the most famous Catholic music artists here in the States. So Sarah Hart is coming again, and she's gonna be one of the main presenters for this event. So if you want your kid to participate in something cool, if you have kids resisting to confirmation, I don't wanna go, I have classes the whole week, and again classes, and blah, 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 blah. Believe me, this retreat is gonna change their mind because it's very youthful. They do praise and worship. They do cool stuff for the kids. We wanna have the forms. If you want your kid to participate, or if you know that you're gonna make some classes, this is your best bet. And we need the forms. We need to have a head count as soon as possible in order to pay those spots. And every 8 kids, we need an adult, a chaperone. So we also need chaperones. If one of you want to participate with us, let us know. Most of the volunteers, they need to be also virtuous trained, and we're gonna be there along with the TACO group. I will talk about TACO in a little longer, but some of the catechists participate as well, and it's super fun for the kids. But we're considering only 50 spots for our kids that we want to pay in order to send them, and everything is going to be covered. The conference and the food for that day. They just need to sign the form and let us know that they are participating. And this could be for confirmation 1 or confirmation 2. Hold on. Ya me fui de largo. I'm back. So this is for confirmation 1, confirmation 2, and pre-confirmation. And like I said, we only want to have 50 spots for our kids, and make sure to fill it out the form the first day of class if you want your kid to participate, and please make the commitment to go, because we want to pay for those spots. You don't have to pay anything. We as a parish, we want to pay it, but we need to know that your kids can attend. And believe me, we want to take this. If at the end of the year the kids they need service hours, we can consider something. If at the end of the year the kids have absent, but they went to these activities that we had, believe me, we take everything in consideration, right? I'm usually very flexible. So please, for the classes, wear formal, right? We go to mass. It's important to dress appropriate for the mass. I know it's Sunday, but especially because it's Sunday and we are going to mass, please don't let their kids go to inappropriate. No cell phones allowed. They can have their cell phones, but they need to have their cell phone in their pockets, and especially in silence. Some of the catechists are really good, and they utilize the cell phones. They integrate the cell phones as a part of the activities of the classroom, but we don't want to deal with the phones, right? Commitments as well. We want the kids participating in the classes and activities. Sometimes we have kids that they have zero participation, and this is more or less what we want, or we expect the kids to dress up for the classes, right? This is good. Jeans and their black polo shirt. Retreats, something super important. It takes usually 3 days. It depends on the retreat. So it's important for you to know the dates and times and everything. So we're going to have for pre-confirmation and confirmation 1, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have the net retreat. The net retreat is super cool. There are young volunteers that offer the time. They offer 1 year to missioners. So there are young missioners, and they put together some retreats, and they travel all the states preaching the gospel and doing these retreats. So they are retreat experts. So they're gonna come. They are coming to time every year. We bring these kids, the net retreat ministry, and they're gonna conduct the confirmation 1 retreat and pre-confirmation. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, February 17 and 18. It's a Friday and a Saturday, 5 to 9, and then 9 to 5 on Saturday. And on Sunday we have class. So there's a little mistake right there. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we have regular classes. For confirmation 2, the retreat is going to be January 20, 21, and 22. The same. January 20 is Friday. It's going to be the same, 5 to 10. On Saturday, it's going to be from 9 to something. And on Sunday, we have like class. We also have a reflection of the saints. Usually all the kids, they have, I always mention this, the kids, they're going to have 2 sponsors. The celestial sponsor that is going to be the same, and a terrestrial sponsor that is going to be the sponsor, right? The sponsor that they're going to choose to accompany that day. We struggle sometimes with this because the kids of this day, they don't know how to write, right? It's so complicated for them to write. They know how to text, but writing is difficult for them. So they need to do a report in one of the saints. They can choose the saint that is open. And the day of the confirmation, this is super important because the day of the confirmation, they're gonna be confirmed with the name of that saint. It's not gonna be the saint, and it's not gonna be their name. It's gonna be the name of the saint. So they're gonna be confirmed like Saint Jude, Saint Therese, Saint whatever. So it's important for them to do a research in which saint they like the most, and know more about the saints. If at the end of the 2 years they want to change the saint, it's fine. But it's important for them to do this research, not copy paste, right? We want to continue with parent meetings, and we have 3 mandatory parent meetings. This is one of them. We want to have another one in December and one another close to the end of the year. Those meetings are mandatory. We have a few other things and events out there, and we have also one sponsor meeting in December. Super important for them to participate and have the paperwork ready. Sponsorship is important for these to have, especially confirmation 1. The confirmation 1, they need to be in compliance with the norms of the Catholic Church, and they need to be fully initiated into the Catholic Church. They need to have the 3 sacraments of initiation. What are the 3 sacraments of initiation? I know you know this, but it's a baptismal, communion, and confirmation. They must be confirmed. If they are married, they need to be married in the Catholic Church. If they are just married civilly, they need to be married Catholic, right? If they are married, they need to be married a male and a female, right? If a sponsor is married, they need to bring the marriage certificate, the Catholic certificate, not the court. And even if they are a couple, a matrimony, they need to choose only one. The parents, they are not eligible to be a sponsor. I know that a lot of the families now, they struggle a little bit with the paperwork. Or some others, they don't have anyone here in town. So we have a pool of people that every year, and they are really good about this. They sponsor kids and they walk into the path of faith. So if you need a sponsor, let us know. We can provide one. That's what I'm trying to say. You want to have this in your calendar, please write this down. Feel free to write this down. Sponsor worship, especially confirmation 1, sponsor worship. They need to attend at least one sponsor class, just like the baptismal classes, marriage classes, etc., etc. They need to attend one, January 18, 2022, from 9 to 12. Obviously, it's including mass, right? So usually they want to be here. Kids go to the classes, and we join all together the 11:30 mass. So we consider that as well, right? What if my sponsor is out of town? Well, we can do a lot of things. They can attend in their home parish, even if it's in the far west. They can attend this class in their parish. Usually the parish, they extend a letter for us, and we can check mark that box of the class. What if they're in another country, in another state? The same, they can attend this class anywhere, make sure that they provide, the church provide the documentation in order to clear that. Sometimes I have people from another parish, right, attending these classes, and usually when they are not from our confirmation program, I charge $10. So if they don't want to attend our class, they probably going to have to pay for the class. Also, the kids, they need to, for confirmation one, they need at the end of later on, we want to give you the due date for all of this. They need to turn it in a letter to Father Celino stating that they want to continue for confirmation 2. At the same time, the confirmation 2 students, they're going to write a letter to the bishop saying why they want the sacrament of the confirmation. Every single time, every year, I tell the kids, believe me, the bishop is going to read your letter. Yeah, right. Believe me, the bishop read those letters. He highlighted stuff and make comments, and he's just gonna utilize those letters for his homily. Luckily, because the pandemic, we live stream some of those masses, so I have videos that I can show you how the bishop preached based on those letters. And later on throughout the year, I'm planning to show those videos to the kids because sometimes they don't believe me. So please help me out, parents. Ask them about this letter. And you need to say a very specific, dear bishop, I want to get my confirmation. They can they can say whatever they want, right? In a respectful way, like, oh, Mr. G was so boring. I didn't like the classes at the beginning, but at the end, I like it. I really want to get confirmed. It's not enough that they say, oh, pues my parents registered me, mi abuelita quería, and pues might as well, let's do it. No, that is not enough to get the confirmation. They need to say, I want to get confirmed. Okay? Please help us out. Double check. Check the spelling. Check those letters, because believe me, the bishop reads those letters. Okay, let's talk about the assignments. Most of the parents in here are from the 930 program, right? We're going to have another group for the 1130 bilingual, and we're going to have a meeting in person. And we have some of the parents of the 3 p.m., the afternoon program, and we will have another meeting in person with them. I'm guessing the vast majority of you are from the 930. And I wanted to talk about the little assignments. So as you can see in here, this is the 200 hall, this area, and this is the 100. Here's the hall, here is my office. In this area, we have the annex. We have classes in here for the RCA and the adults. So even those classes are in use. And in this side, we have the adult confirmation program. So we have the pre-confirmation class in here with AJ. We have almost all the confirmation 2 students in here and confirmation 1 in here. At exception of Mr. Torres, the alumni class, I moved it because those are our biggest classes. So rather than that, this is more or less the assignments. So the first day of the class tomorrow, we're going to have the roster so you can see, and we send you emails where your kid is going to be. So hopefully tomorrow we're going to have people roaming around lost. We're going to have signs, so don't worry about the placement. And this is more or less the different teachers and classes and stuff, the 930 program. Now, this is more or less what we recommend for the 200 hall, if they can enter in, meaning confirmation 2. For the church, for the school side, 100 the hall, and the 300 through that door. Tomorrow, everyone is gonna enter through the main building, the gym, because right there we're gonna have all the sign-in sheets. So just for the first day of class, everybody's gonna go through this to the hall, the white top, and in here we have the black top. I'm gonna open this as a parking lot if you wanna park there, because it's gonna be crowded. And in here in the hall, we're gonna have all the sign-in sheets available for you. So before we talk about the services, I want to talk a little bit about the different programs that we have. Okay, so the 930 program is, as you notice, we have most of our classes in that program is the 9:30 class, is the English program, and we have 13 classes in that program, right? Most of you are part of that program. So we have different programs and we try to separate you. But I want in this moment to teach you something, especially the confirmation too. We open a new class in the afternoon program at 3 o'clock, which is very special. We tried it a couple of years ago and we felt that it worked. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit, we didn't have the consistency we like, but now we're back into that program. That program starts at 3 p.m. every other Sunday. It's 1 hour and a half classes. Then at 4:30, they're gonna do their service project together as a class. Why? Because those kids are gonna be participating in the 5 o'clock youth mass. That's what we want. We want classes youthful or tailored for the kids, for the youth. So it's important for us to offer that ambience where the kids, they can do praise and worship, they can have games. So it's attractive for them, including the mass. So the kids are gonna be doing the readings, they're gonna be doing the ushering, the greeting, putting the cables, doing the live stream, etc., etc. So we want the kids serving in that mass. That's super important for us. And if there's parents that want to switch to the 3 o'clock, it's very easy. Unfortunately, we have no more space in the morning at 9:30. And we have some, and it's kind of funny because some of the parents, they call very late to register and they want it in the morning. We don't have more space in the morning at all. We're completely packed in the morning, but we have availability in the 3 p.m. And especially, we would like to see some of the confirmation to switch to the 3 p.m. program. Believe me, it's so cool. And the coolest teachers, the more youthful, we move them to that program. And at a certain moment, we would like to see all the confirmation classes going in the afternoon, right? So that way we can have communion classes in the morning. They participate to a children's mass in the morning, and the confirmation too, they can start classes in the afternoon and finish with the afternoon youth mass. That will be the idea, and we're moving to that direction. Obviously, ustedes son los que mandan, right? Why? Because you register your kids. But I would love to point that out to you guys, that we offer in this program. It's not new. We've done it in the past. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, it set us back in some of the part of the programs that we have. But we're back on track with the 3 p.m. program confirmation, and we would love to see some of the confirmation to swap to that class. All right. So for the confirmation afternoon program, we only have 3 students participating in that class. So we have confirmation 1A and F is Amphi Arrola and Deacon Danny Bejarano. In the rooms are the 207 and 208, and Lily Perez is doing confirmation 2 in the room 206. Okay. Service projects. So we force the kids to do service hours, right? We don't force them. We try to teach them something. Jesus, being Jesus, the Son of God, the Savior, he served the disciples. He served the people. He wasn't here to serve himself. He never used the power for himself. He was always using the power of God to heal, to teach, to expel demons, to cast demons. So God is always serving. If we're followers of Jesus, that's Jesus 101, right? God was here to save and to serve. So because of that, that's one of the main teachings that we want to show to our kids. And the diocese it requires 40 hours of service community hours. So last year with the pandemic and stuff, we tried different stuff. We are trying to go back to our normal service projects. We have tons of different service projects, and we have something really cool for this year that I want to share with you. We were pretending to the kids at least complete 20 hours every year. 20 hours for confirmation 1, 20 hours for confirmation 2, and the due date is April 23rd. It's not that hard, guys. I have kids with over 300 hours. We have tons of different programs. It's really not hard. The kids, they need to do 90 hours for school anyway. Bring it to me. I have tons of kids from UTEP, from schools that they need to do the hours, and then they ended up doing service hours for here in the parish. And our kids, they don't do it. It always surprises me that. But we have different projects that I want to share with you. And little by little, we're going to be sending the different projects into this very famous s'mores. Okay? So this is some of the service that we have. We have catechises in the communion program. We have office volunteers Saturdays and Sundays. Utility aids that they help me out tremendously. We have the teen ministries on Wednesday. We have the passion play, which is huge. Usually in the passion play, we have tons of kids. We have the luminarias. We have the summer Bible camp, and we're going to have one very special program. We're trying, me and the diocese, Dr. Veronica Reyes, we're trying to have a Eucharistic retreat for kids. But technically, the youth, they're going to help us to put it together, and they're going to run it. And it's going to be a Eucharistic Interactive Museum. So wait for that. It's going to be huge. Then we have the Knights of Columbus project. We have reception ministries in the different masses, the mother-daughter tea, the That Son gathering. We haven't done it in a while. The Walk for Light, St. Vincent de Paul, music ministry, altar service, Easter vigil preparation, as Easter sunrise mass. That's also big, and we give just for that one 5 hours. The Palm Sunday preparation, cleaning the church, etc., etc., etc. We have a huge list that little by little we're going to be sending the different service hours by month. So every month you will be receiving some more with the different projects. So everybody knows what is up to. Service projects outside of St. Raphael's. If they say another church, that will be considered as a part of the inside church hours. But if the hours that the kids do here are outside, it need to be a non-profit organization. Non-profit organization like Ronald McDonald House, ¿cómo se llama para los perritos? The shelters, homeless or animal shelter. That's an outside service project, community service project. Sometimes I receive phone calls. Hey, Guillermo, you know what? My uncle, he needs help on Sundays to clean up his yard. That count as a service project? No. No, because it's only benefit to the uncle, right? So definitely that's not a community service project. School service projects. Some of the kids, they have to do hours anyway for the school. So there's only very few school projects that we take, right? And especially if there are school projects in another school. And the Special Olympics, we always take that one. So there are certain activities that we can take from a school. So this year we want to launch this taco program. So one day we were we have a podcast with the kids. They are the same confirmation student that they put it together, and we live stream that on YouTube. So one day we were talking about it, and it's like, let's talk about it, and we start laughing. So we ended up keeping that name, is Taco. But Taco stands for Together We Adore Christ Openly, and from that Taco, now we come out with a service project group. Or we want to call it like service project or missionary group. So the idea is, along with Veronica Alvarez, she's going to help us out on Sundays, the Sundays that we don't have class, or Saturdays, we want to have the confirmation kids in here doing projects, which is going to be really cool. It's going to be more like a youth group, teaching, preaching, and almsgiving, fellowship, and doing some service project. because sometimes the service project in the church is like, okay, come kids, we need to clean this. Vengan para acá because we need to do that. But the kids, they don't get anything out of cleaning the schoolyard. We want some activities that they really have fun. We have a mission, and they understand how to do it. Last year we did a lot of services that it sound more like buying hours, to be honest. Help us out and donate some socks for the shelter, right? Beautiful activity, but it needs more. We need to explain that to the kids why we're doing this, why we need to serve as a church, right? So we want to have a different activities along with Veronica, and we want to call it like that. And we always going to have this. So even kids from when we want something, even if the kids get confirmed, they know where to come back, and they can continue with their hours, or they just keep coming and having fun. It's going to be super fun. That's for sure. Some of the activities that the kids did, or this taco group, they did even podcasts and TikTok. So I want to show you one of the things that we did during our program. Let me show you one more of the programs that we have. And this is one of our students, and we have 1,000 of views on this.
Why do I love God? 'Cause when He loves me, I feel like I'm floating. When He calls me chosen, I feel like somebody with purpose. He changed me, I'm a new creation. He will always be my favorite form of loving.
So that's why we're doing the live stream. Some of the kids, they help me out. We have 5 teams helping me out to live stream the 1:30 mass. And also we have another group of kids doing the 5 o'clock mass live stream. And the kids love it, right? So they don't even feel that they're doing service hours because they like to do those stuff. It's important for us, for you to know what we're doing. So all the kids that they are doing live stream or the podcast or the stuff, we need to have a written approval for you that you want them to be live either in our YouTube or the podcast or the TikTok. Okay. Oh, by the way, just one TikTok is 5 service hours. So just saying, and it's kind of funky how it works because a lot of your kids, they are doing TikToks anyway, right? So be mindful of all the different platforms that we have. We have the Facebook, we have the YouTube channel, we have our website. So we have a lot of ways to reach our office. And this is the outside service project that we're talking about. The Ronald McDonald House, the Carmelites, Healing Mass, Let's Make the Difference, Rescue Mission, Salvation Army, etc. And a side note, all the classes, they're going to have a Google class, and we send some information and documents right there that are important, homework, etc., etc. So we set up those classes for the kids, and the kids, they need to sign up on those. No, you, them. But for you parents, this is more or less how it looks, the different book classes. And right there, we want to post the calendar and a bunch of different stuff they are important. So they know exactly where to go. And we have in here some of the activities that they're going to be leading by the Taco podcast, like the Candy Drive, the Winter Drive, the Toy Drive, etc., etc., etc. We don't just want kids donating stuff. We want the kids participating and understand the meaning of that, right? And the needs of the other people. Tomorrow we're going to have tons of different calendars, and we want to be separating the calendars. One for the 9:30 program. We're going to have another for the 3 p.m. program, and we're going to have another one for the Spanish or the bilingual class. The bilingual class, they have their own program because they have even different activities, different retreats in Spanish, etc., etc. So we have the different programs separated. That's why we want also separate you guys so that you don't get confused with the different programs that we have. We have this app is awesome. If sometimes you don't know a prayer or how to pray the rosary, or you don't know when are our confessions, please download this and you can see the bulletin and a lot of good stuff. And here is our website. Let me click on it. A lot of the people there are not familiarized with our website, but it's so important because we have all the information right there. We have a YouTube channel and we have a lot of stuff right there. We have Bible classes. We will be posting this meeting in a certain moment right there, etc., etc., etc. As you notice, we have TikTok, and you haven't seen Father Celino dance, is because you are not following us on TikTok or YouTube. This is now for you parents. Pre-confirmation, only the pre-confirmation AJ, I'm talking about 7th and 8th graders. We have this special program for 7th and 8th graders. And kids that are a little bit older and they need the first Holy Communion, we don't place it with the little kids in communion. We place it in this pre-confirmation program, and they do in 1 year the first Holy Communion, and they continue with the confirmation. So please help us out and join to this class. The 9:30 program, this is the code for the parents to join to this group chat. 8 and 10 is hashtag Comfy-1. For the bilingual class is 81010 @7f3ex para que reciban toda la información de la clase bilingüe y en español. Y recuerden que vamos a tener esta misma junta, la vamos a tener a las 11:30 en español. Si alguien no entendió muy bien o se quejó mucho de mi acento, la vamos a tener a las 11:30 en español, esta misma junta. So for confirmation 1 and 2, the 3 p.m. program is going to be 3 p.m. Comfy. Send a text message to 81010. If you decided to move from the confirmation 2 from the regular class to the 3 p.m. program, we want to drop you from the other Remind and place you into this one. Most of the confirmation 2 parents, they already signed up in the confirmation 2 group chat. That's why we don't have them in here. But if you update your phone or something like that, call the Office of Religious Information to give you the new, to put you in the class. The vast majority of the confirmation 2, they're already there. Okay, I already finished with the main presentation. I'm gonna open this for questions and answer, and I have one more announcement, and that's it. We'll finish with a prayer, and we can go. So if you can, please follow us and join us on TikTok. Thank you. Now I'm gonna